Hello everyone, welcome back to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. On today's feature, I'll actually be passing over to Alexandro Theodorou, who is a student, but he also does videos about productivity tools like Notion. Now today he's actually going to be touring around his Notion account, how he uses it for school, for planning videos, but also as a way to keep himself more productive across his day. He talks about resonance calendars and a few other techniques like that I think will be beneficial. So do make sure to follow him after this video, but he has very kindly created one for us today. So I will pass it over to Alexandro, and thank you very much everyone for watching today's video. Cheers everyone, see you in a bit.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my Notion tour, how I use it to organise different parts of my life. So a massive thank you to Francesco at the Keep Productive channel for having me on here. I'm really excited to share this with you. I think you'll find it really interesting. It's pretty crazy to think about how only maybe 10 months ago when I got started in Notion, how I was watching all the videos on the Keep Productive channel about Notion, how to use it, learning different things, implementing different parts. And now I'm on here in showing you my tour, and I think you'll find it very useful. I think when you're building Notion, it could really look really difficult and it might look like there's so much to it, but slowly building it over time and implementing different parts that you see from different people can really help you. So let's jump into the computer and I'm going to show you my tour. I hope you enjoy. So we're going to start with the resonance calendar, and this resonance calendar is an idea that I've seen from Ali Abdul, and he made a template on it now, so that's on the Notion website that you can download. But essentially this is that you get content that resonates with you and you store it in a way that you can access it again. I think I have over 100 pieces of content in here. Yep, 106. I saw it in his email newsletter, and then he later made a template, so you can download that. Also, when you are reading blog posts and saving them into Notion, you can use the Notion extension in Google Chrome, and it will automatically copy the title, put the link in here, and it will copy the whole blog post out. You can also you can come into Notion and you can go and then you can write some notes, like notes, and then you could write a few notes on it. Also here you can see I have to put my name because I wrote everything down. Under schedule I put the date that I wrote down the information or watched the piece of content, and then tags is like what it's about. So I have like productivity, a blog post is a blog post, content creation, it's a live stream, podcast, interview, living a better life, so it's like self-improvement stuff. Podcasts about digital marketing, content creation, newsletter, that's if I was read it from a newsletter, business stuff, interview, yeah, basketball, pretty much just making tags, and you can just go into something and create a tag here. So you can see all the tags that I've made here, and you could just type by typing a new one. I don't know if you have one called fitness or something. You could write one called, I should actually have one called fitness. There we go. Right. Yeah. Okay. Next, we're going to go on to UEA, which is University of East Anglia. This is where I'm studying at the moment, and what I have in here is a central hub for different information for school. I started off taking notes in Google Drive, and then making links in Notion towards Google Drive to open my notes. But I later realised that this isn't the best way for me to make notes for school, and I realised that OneNote works like 10 times better because I can have all my modules, and then I can have inside one module and all the other modules, lectures, seminars, and in the lectures I have lecture notes, and I can insert printouts of the slides, so I can have the slides and I can have notes from class, and it's so much easier, so much more organised. So that's what I had done. For the first week I made links, as you can see here, but after that I was like, OneNote, I've seen other people using it, I watched some videos on it on YouTube, I was like, this is like a much better way to make notes for school. Also within this I have general information, and then I have extracurricular stuff, so that's like societies and sport. Into my studying effectively section, because you have all the notes that I made on how to study effectively, which is basically essentially active recall, spaced repetition is the most effective way to study. There's loads of information out on there, on YouTube, on the internet about studying effectively. So that was one of the best things I've done before studying for exams before A levels. So actually learning, okay, I need to learn how to actually study effectively so I can get better grades. So yeah, that is where I put information all in there. Actually, before I carry on, when I was showing you my UEA stuff, I have in my archive the stuff I used in A-levels. So for the last year when I was studying A-levels, well, the last 2 years, but I only started doing Notion last year, so the last year in A-levels. In here, I used this as specification. So what I would have in here is general information, which was like general stuff for school, just any information that I might need to save, put that in there. And then within this, because what I did, I had all my notes from classes written by hand on paper and then put in folders. But in Notion, I had a list of the specification. So when it comes to studying, I can have a look at all the topics here. So these are all the topics for philosophy. And then I can open up one topic and see all the different parts that I need to memorize for the exam. So then when it comes to studying, I open my Google Drive where I make all my notes, and I use Quizlet to revise by doing flashcards. So that's essentially what I did. I had all these lists of topics on a Google spreadsheet as well, so I could have red, amber, green for what I've started to revise, what I haven't revised, and what I have revised. So I could see, like, I have one section for notes, one section for flashcards, and then like each time I'd study it, I could use this retrospective revision timetable idea to track how well you actively record something after you studied it. Ideas is just where I have ideas for like business ideas, ideas for anything in life, maybe online course ideas, just any ideas that might be money related, might not be making money related, but any idea that I have, just go in there. Except if it's a YouTube idea or a video idea, that will go into videos, which we will look at now. So in videos, this is all the videos that for my channel. So I have no status, which is like ideas. I've just had an idea and just wrote it down, and that's basically where it is at the moment. Then we have next on the agenda, research scripting. Then so I can just drag pieces across. So once that script is done, I can go over to review, and that can just move all pieces across. So then after scripting, we have review, and then we have filming. So this video here, it's in the filming process. And then we have A-roll, so technically filming the A-roll at the moment, so I'll chuck that over there. And then we have B-roll, which is footage that goes on top of the A-roll. So like, if I was talking about, I don't know, typing on my laptop, I could have B-roll over that of me typing on my laptop instead of me just telling you I'm typing on my laptop. Final review, scheduled, and then published. That's pretty much it. If we have actually a look into a video that I've made, so we go into here. I made this using the Thomas Frank video tracker template. I'll show you my template section now actually. So in here, I have 2 templates that I've used to create stuff. So the video project tracker for YouTubers, which is the same, very similar to my videos page, and the residence calendar. I didn't use the template for this because I made it before the template came out. So I just copied from the screenshot that was in the newsletter that I read. If we go back into videos, so we have title ideas, keywords. When I'm editing, I go through the checklist. So it's like A cut, then B-roll stage 1, B-roll stage 2. Then I create another page here for the B-roll shot list. You can see my beautiful drawings here. So we can see here in the template, it's the same editing checklist, same publishing checklist. We've got research and notes, so that's like brain dumps can go in here. Yeah, there you can go. And script, so we'll script out the video. You script out your video here. I tend to script out a lot of videos. There's also different views. I only tend to use this view here, but there is like a table view where you can have a long list of everything. There's calendar view, which you'll see things by date. There you go. And now if we jump into the rest of my content / brand. So this is essentially the main hub that I use Notion for. This is having a task management organization for all the content that I create. So if we go in here, if we go to writing idea creation, we can see here that, okay, here's a newsletter that I've written and I've sent out, and then maybe I'll develop this into a video, and then maybe after that I might go into a blog post as well, because I'm working on putting out a website at some point. So to this building a second brain, it first started off as an idea, then it went into, okay, then I wrote it, then I put it out into a newsletter, and then I also made a video about it. Recreating content into different platforms, because everyone consumes content in different ways. And I remember reading somewhere that actually it takes about 7 times of hearing the same thing before it actually clicks with you and you actually do something with it. So even if we're recreating content that we've already created in a different way, is still valuable and useful. If we go into newsletter, we can see this is my email newsletter. We can see here, this is my latest issue that I sent out yesterday. I write things about productivity, building habits, all that kind of stuff. In this one, you can see that I've talked about, I'm back from uni now for a month after my first semester, and I have come up with, and I shared a productivity tip that really helped me, which was actually that, okay, I don't study the best in my bedroom. I study much better when I actually go to the library because it's so much more easier to get focused. So that was the tip that I shared this week. TikTok ideas. So yeah, just thinking about this new platform called TikTok, I'm sure that you've heard of, which you can get a lot of views on very quickly. And so this is just some ideas that I've come up with. And this is the how to make 64 pieces of content a day. This is the Gary Vaynerchuk deck. Also have a Gary V page here where it have some pieces that have really resonated with me, or that's something that I wanted to say. So like here we have, okay, work hard, be patient. Something I really think that is very important. Jab, jab, right hook is like give, ask. Geography notes, so these are ideas, filmmaking notes, and ways to make money with creating videos. So if we go into filmmaking notes, where the majority of my stuff is, it's all about, it's like this is my second brain for filmmaking stuff. So stuff that I've just watched videos on or read blog posts on, and then made notes on it so I can always go back to it if I forget how to do something. We also have my photography notes in here, which have notes on photography that I've made. Journaling, this is where I've had like journal entries of things that I've just written down that have been on my mind. I think Tim Ferriss calls it like monkey mind diary or journal, where you just write down your thoughts that are going through your mind, or like when you wake up or something. As you can see, from the 16th of November, I tried to write it in a book instead, because I feel like it's much better. I don't want to look at the screen like my first thing in the morning, so like at least give like 30 minutes, an hour before you're looking at your screen. So that's why I prefer to write it in a book. Health and sports, so then I have like gym stuff in here, basketball stuff, like recipes that I've written down. That's basically it. Chores, it's like how to do the washing. So if there was anything I didn't know before, I put it here. Now I know how to do that. There you go. Book notes, haven't really put anything in there yet. Personal, just like personal stuff. 10 fast finger tracking. This is like 10fastfingers.com, I think it is where you, for 1 minute, you just type what it says on the screen, and then it tells you what your average words are per minute. So I'm hoping to hopefully get my words up per minute to maybe like 100. That would be pretty cool. Here, note-taking apps. I just have a list of different note-taking apps. So Notion is like my task management app. Evernote is like, I use that mostly for scannable stuff, like, and some second brain stuff. OneNote, that is all for school notes. Google Doc, a lot of stuff is in there. And then Bear, I haven't really used. Gary V, I showed you this folder. Templates, I showed you that. And Archive, I showed you that as well. So that is everything for my Notion tour. I hope you've got some key takeaways from that you can add into your own Notion. You can see that I use it mainly as task management, some second brain stuff, but there you go. I hope you found it really useful. I think really Notion is about seeing different people's systems and seeing what works for them and how you can implement that into your own life. That's exactly what I've done, consuming lots of content around Notion by lots of different creators and seeing what they've done and how I can use it for how I need it in my life. So thanks a lot for watching. A big thank you for Francesco for having me on. I'm sure he'll link all my YouTube stuff down below, so you can check that out if you'd like to. I make stuff around productivity, self-improvement, building good habits, some filmmaking and some tech stuff. So if you want to check that out, I'm sure that'll be down below. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon.